Hey friends, Sleepy here, and welcome to a brand new episode of my weekly gaming playlist series. We've made it to another Friday, so let's do our recap and share and talk about the games I played this week, give you guys my thoughts on them and opinions. Of course, I'd love to hear your thoughts as well, so if you guys have played any of the games shared today, let me know your thoughts on them. Maybe there was something you liked about them, maybe there was something you didn't really enjoy. I always enjoy hearing about games you guys have been playing. That gives me ideas of games that I might want to check out. And if you guys have recommendations of games you think I may enjoy playing, let me know. You guys have recommended some really good games, and the game I'm going to share with you today was actually a recommendation from my good buddy here, Let's Collect Video Games. And that game for the Xbox Series X, as we're back to playing the Xbox now that I gave my buddy Todd his PlayStation 5 back, was Outcast: A New Beginning, which I've been playing this for about a month now, and I really have been having a absolute blast with this because this is a sequel to the original Outcast game that was originally released in 1999 on PC, but then it was, I think, 2017, they ported it to Xbox One and PS4 consoles, which I have here, which is the Outcast Second Contact, awesome original version of the game, which I highly recommend playing this before you play the sequel, but I absolutely love this one. So I'll read you guys from the back. Explore the breathtaking alien world of Adelpha, support the local Talons and their struggles, and fight your way through the fast-paced battles against invading robot forces in this third-person open-world action-adventure sequel to the 1999 cult classic. To save Adelpha, you will use your jetpack to jump, air dash, glide, and quickly traverse the fantastic in-game world. So I really love the work that they did with this game. Everything that was amazing about the original game was brought back into this game, and it was just improved upon. From the graphics, to the voice acting, to the combat, everything was just improved upon from that original Outcast game. So let's check out Outcast: A New Beginning. Alright guys, we're checking out some more of Outcast: A New Beginning. Been having a lot of fun playing the last several weeks of this game. I've gotten very far. I'm very close to actually beating the game, and this has been a wonderful experience, so let's check it out. It has great music too, fantastic music. It's got wonderful voice actors, and it has great graphics. It looks wonderful here on my 4K TV playing on my Xbox Series X. Absolutely gorgeous looking visuals. The world just looks beautiful. And there's a nice variety to locations for you to visit. You've got grassy area, jungle, swamp areas, you've got desert, you've got lava area, you've got snowy mountains. It's just nice how there's a huge variety of stuff. You've got beach areas, really cool stuff. I like when games have variety of locations, so it doesn't always just look the same. It's very bright, vibrant too, and colorful in certain areas of the world. And just look how amazing, like the grass, it's blowing in the wind. There's different weeds and trees and stuff blowing, and it just looks so realistic. Like we could not achieve this kind of stuff with older consoles when that original game was released back on PC and stuff. It's just absolutely amazing the worlds they're able to craft with modern consoles and modern technology. I mean, it looks so beautiful here on this Series X. So it's got cool stuff here in the menu system for Cutter Slade, which is that's who you play as. Same protagonist as the original Outcast, because this is a sequel that takes place 20 years after the first game. So these are all the abilities I've unlocked by playing through the game. You have two different weapons. You start off with this pistol, but you eventually find a rifle. And now what's cool is you can find all of these different weapon modules, which you can then use to enhance and upgrade your two guns. And you unlock slots to put them in. You can also upgrade the modules themselves so that they're stronger. Like this one increases the fire rate. Now what's cool is sometimes you'll have to balance something. The gun fires faster, but it uses ammo more. So you have to balance the damage, how fast it fires, with the amount of damage you want to do. And you can tweak that with different things. Sometimes you can find something that can, like this cooler, that can make the gun so it doesn't overheat as fast. So there's all kinds of things for you to do, and I've unlocked all of the weapon modules in the game. There's this cool little inventory system that keeps track of all your inventory. You have your consumables, so items that you can use to either load as ammo for your weapons, or you can use to heal or augment your character. Different resources. This is a resource used for crafting, including Zorkins, which is the money currency in this world, which you get that by selling stuff. Your key items, things that you use for crafting, potions, things you have, all that kind of stuff is here. Then the core, just the different parts that Cutter Slade uses. And then this just shows everything you have. There's a really cool RPG elements here where you can level up 2 things. You have his jetpack, which he has, which is new for this game, and you're able to use that to jump around, glide around the various maps, and I have that completely maxed out. You also can upgrade his combat that makes Cutter Slade stronger, and it's very important to get all this stuff maxed out, because as you play through the game, it gets much more difficult. The enemies hit harder, and it takes a lot more ammo sometimes to take people down, especially when you get into boss battles, because there's some boss battles in the game, and they can be absolutely brutal. You have this cool little database which keeps track of all the different enemies and insects and creatures that you encounter. Some of them are friendly, but some of them are hostile, and it'll tell you that. You also can talk about the different characters here, and you have a little synopsis about the characters that you meet. There's also these cool diaries you find, which there's 33 total. I've got 32 of the 33. And then you have the little glossary that tells you about the different terms that you might hear the different characters in the world talk about. And then you have just your basic options. So you have a really beautiful crafted world here. So this is one of the foresty type areas. Now here's the map for you guys. It is a 3D interactive map, which is cool. So you can see, like, here's a mountainous area where there's snow and stuff. There are 6 main villages for you to explore, and you start off down here in the beginning, but as you play through the game, you unlock more, and then you unlock the different quests for them. And so there's the overall entire map for you guys. And what's cool is there's icons on the map, so you know where to find things. So the first thing that's really cool is you fast travel with these portals called Daukas. And what I like is it has an in-game universe explanation for how you're able to fast travel, because you actually use these portals to teleport yourself. And you actually have to go to them and turn them back on, because they've all been deactivated. Sometimes you actually have to go to an enemy base to get a part that was stolen from it to reactivate it. And there's 25 of those total, which I have them all maxed out. There's also enemy bases, the little ones called outposts that are out there that you have to take out. I took out all 30 of those. There's several big giant bases, and I like that it has a check mark for how difficult it is. Like, this is a level 3 difficulty, so one of the toughest bases out there. Those you unlock as you play through the story, and there's different things for you there. There's also some side stuff for you, like these Aurum trails, which there is 50 of these, which you have to follow a trail, and sometimes you have to unlock new abilities, because you have to sometimes be maxed out with your jetpack to able to get through them all. And it's like a little kind of like an obstacle course following this path to unlock the blue Helidium, which is used to upgrade your character. And then there's also these essence shrines, which there's 20 of those around, and unlocking the essence shrines will actually increase your health. So I recommend getting all 20 knocked out like I did, so you can get Cutter Slade maxed out. So let's check out some combat here. We'll teleport to this one, and I'll show you guys some combat. Game does load pretty quickly with your teleporting. It doesn't take super long. It loads real fast here in the series. Like I see, I'm already teleported over to this area. The sky looks absolutely awesome, and I just love the variety of locales. Another thing I love too is you can use the jetpack, and then you can actually glide, and you can use that to get around the map and look for stuff. If I hit down on the D-pad, I actually bring up my visor, and it'll highlight various resources in the world. Like, here's some red Helidium, which is used for the ammo for my rifle. So let's pick that up and get that refilled. And I like you can do this little boost thing. And underneath my health bar, there's 5 bars, so that's the max. You start out with just 1, but as you level up, you can actually use that to get to higher regions. I can go here and use that to climb up mountains, because there's nowhere in the game that's not accessible. You can
get up to the highest peak of the mountain if you want to, and then you can use that to look over the world. Like, I'm gonna glide now to this enemy base here, and I'll show you guys fighting the main enemies, because the main enemies in this game are a variety of different robots, but there are some humans for you to battle as well, and bosses and stuff, but usually it's mostly just fighting robots. What's cool is Counter-Strike does have this energy shield weapon which you can use to block enemies, but as it starts changing color from blue to dark and red, that means that it's taking damage. See, it can be broken, so it's not a shield you can use forever. So you gotta get into cover so that you don't die, because that shield can get destroyed, and then you have to wait for it to regenerate. And especially some of these enemies with these big rocket cannons, one shot can take out your shield, so you gotta be careful around them. Another thing I like too is you can eventually unlock being able to hover above enemies and attack them that way. Headshots do a lot of damage to them. And I love that the enemies show up on your little mini radar there, the mini map there, as red dots, where allies will show up as green and blue. What's cool is that you don't have to worry about fall damage. Slade cannot die from falling. You can fly all the way up in the air and fall down, and he'll just hit the ground with his jetpack, but he won't take any damage, which I like, so you don't have to worry about any fall damage. The last thing I wanted to show you guys, though, is just talking to some of the Talons in one of the villages. Now what's cool is too, there's a variety of water. The water looks really good, but with your jetpack you can actually glide above water, and there's oceans around the map that you can go through. Another cool thing is you can actually go underwater as well to look for resources, but you have to watch out. Sometimes there are enemy fish and stuff in the areas that can attack you, and you can't fight underwater, so you got to be careful. You also have an oxygen meter. If that oxygen meter gets completely depleted while you're underwater, you'll start losing your health until you get up and get air. So you have to watch out, because there are some areas underwater that you will explore. So let's teleport to a village and talk to one of the random villagers here. We'll go here to Sapa fishing area. So there's an upgrader, so any of the Talons that have special abilities will be named characters and will have icons for them, but you can also interact with just regular Talons that you meet, like you have one here. Now what I like about it is sometimes the game will tell you where to go for a mission, but it doesn't hold your hand and tell you exactly where to go. It'll tell you, oh, go to this village and talk to Talons to learn information about that quest, and so you just talk to them to learn information.
Hi, can you help me?
I can try.
Do you know anything about Amiya?
Amiya is a forest village famous for its walnuts. It's located in the southwest of Ganzar. From what I know, it's still a place of peace.
So you'll have a variety of dialogue options. If it's gray, it means you've already talked to him about it. If it's white, it means you haven't talked to him about that yet.
What's a Gamor?
Gamors are dangerous predators, always hunting in packs. They often surround their victims and strike together to avert them.
What is lampe?
It used to be a common, light-headed drink, but currently, the only place to get freshly brewed lampe is Bida.
You can hold the right trigger for the glossary terms, which will bring up
Do you know anything
terms
about
for you
Procreana?
Procreana was the capital
to tell you what he's
of
talking
Delphi,
about.
and its most important center of knowledge, famous for its
Any word in
songs,
blue will show up as a
recreations,
glossary
and
term for you.
That's in the past. It was attacked by the invaders many moons ago, and most citizens ran away, fearing further reprisals. It's located in the northwest of Gansar.
See you around.
Come back anytime.
So there's a whole bunch of main story missions to go through, which you'll find in these villages. And it'll tell you here, you'll see different missions that I had to take on. And there's a lot of them to do, but there's also some side stuff that you don't have to do, but I recommend doing because you can unlock stuff. So, overall, I've just been having a lot of fun with this game. It's been an amazing experience. It was a wonderful follow-up to the original Outcast that was released back in 1999. They did a fantastic job with this sequel. They took everything that was great about that original game and they just improved upon everything. Much better visuals, much better voice acting, better music, a better crafted world. You know, I like that the world is big and large, but it's not too large. Sometimes in these open world games, you know, the world can feel empty. None of the world in this really feels empty. It all feels like it's a real place, like it's an area that you would go to and explore, and everything has a purpose. There's not just big empty areas with nothing in it. I love how the terrain is built to make it look realistic, where
Okay, they all want to play.
there are sometimes games like that, you know, where it's just a bunch of empty dead space in the area, which you don't really
Sliders?
have anywhere to go, and you have just empty spots that just feel empty with nothing to do. This game doesn't have that, and that's what I like about the world. There's a variety of structures and stuff for you to find. Just overall a really fun game. I highly recommend you guys check out Outcast: A New Beginning. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed that look at Outcast: A New Beginning. I had an absolute blast playing through this game. I beat it 100%. I got every achievement in the game, and I got all the collectibles thanks to a guide. I got all the little side missions done and the main quest done, unlocked all the upgrades for Cutter Slade, all the upgrades for my weapons, and just absolutely did everything you could do in this game. And it took me 48 hours total, so you could beat this game in like 20 to 50 hours depending if you want to do everything. I highly recommend going through the game and just doing everything, as I found that the most satisfying part of it, just doing everything, because the world was so well crafted. You know, it didn't feel empty, which I talked about in the gameplay, that sometimes, you know, when you play these big open world games, the world kind of just feels empty. There's a lot of like dead space areas where there's really nothing to do in the area, and it just feels like it's just there just to pad the game out. This game doesn't feel like that. You know, everything feels like it's connected. The world feels real, you know, with the various vegetation, the mountains, the different locales. Like, everything makes it feel like it's a living, breathing world, and it has a purpose of why it's there, which I really love. You know, I like well-crafted, smaller worlds than worlds that are absolutely massive. Like, I'd rather have a world that's really small, crafted well, than this gigantic, massive world that you can explore, but there's nothing to it. So I'm really glad that they did that. It's a fantastic sequel to that original Outcast game that I beat last year. Love this one. Highly recommend, though, if you guys are going to play this one, make sure you play this first one first, because the events of this game take place here, because this game is 20 years set after this one, so there's a lot of stuff that'll happen in this story you're probably not going to understand if you don't play the original game. So I highly recommend getting the first one, play through this, beat it, then play the sequel. Both of them are fantastic and have an overall story together, and I had an absolute blast with it. Really glad that I got to beat it, and I hope in the future maybe they'll decide to create another game in this series. I don't want to ruin anything about the story or anything. There were a little bit of complaints about how the final act of the game kind of felt rushed, and I kind of agree with that after playing it, that it kind of felt a little rushed there. Like, maybe they were forced to at the end to wrap things up, and they didn't really have time
to create the proper ending that they wanted to. That was the only thing I'll let you guys know. But overall, really enjoyed the game. Good voice acting, great music, visuals were fantastic, and it told a really good story, and I really enjoyed all the characters, and I highly recommend this game to you guys. Let me know, what have you guys been playing lately, though? I'd love to hear about it. Let me know your guys' thoughts. Have you guys played Outcast New Beginning yet? And if you guys have a recommendation on a game you think I might enjoy, let me know, as I'm always looking for new games to play and experience. I want to thank you guys for watching. Take care. You guys have an amazing day, and Sleepy will see you next time.